You're listening to the Joint Sermons on the Push Media Podcast Network.
Do you? You love it too, is when you say that. That's what I hear.
Not really.
I hear you, boy.
No, not at all.
Excuse me? This is some Tennessee fire.
Talking about the evening
Hard
news.
pass.
Mississippi mudcat swimming down a riverbank singing
me a favor.
himself the blues.
Open
saying,
mind.
I'm getting gone.
Listen to this. And then listen to the second verse.
I'm
You
listening.
wanna go to? Yes, I do. Yeah, now I'm down in the bayou. Next thing I knew, I'm hotter than a saxophone. Met a little gypsy, getting half tipsy. Asked me if I wanna get stoned. She said, I'm getting gone. Where we going, baby? Who do you wanna go to? I think I do. Oopsie daisy, going half
It's your typical
crazy.
country
What
song.
say, baby?
What you
Found a
grew up
little
on. I
mean,
rendezvous.
for the
That's what
most
you
part,
secretly
yeah.
listen to.
Not at all.
What do you mean?
I don't listen to country at all.
Yeah, but you listen to this.
Because you made me. You're like, listen to this.
Plate full of chicken, mama's in the kitchen, talking on the telephone.
Tell me he
Kids
doesn't fit
outside
though.
were sliding on the slide, and daddy said, leave me alone. He said,
No, I mean, it
going.
works.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to like it, but he fits it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it works with the track.
He fits it.
Not,
Oh, yes,
not my
I
vibes,
do.
but hey. It's
Again, you don't have to
It's not. It's not
You're
the Ice Cube
overcompensating for your
mariachi.
Tennessee racism, and we
Okay.
all know how you feel about minorities. But you don't have to keep saying it's
No,
not my vibes. It's not my vibes.
Only just you.
You eat at Umphies, dude. Shut up.
I do.
Again.
Sound jealous.
No, I have clean cholesterol. I'm the one with the bad heart. Well, I had a bad heart, and now you're the one with the dirty heart. I'm just, and you have the history. You celebrated Nathan Bedford Forrest's
Oh, we're going back to this.
because you did.
We're going back to this.
And it won't be long till they're singing that song about getting half gone. Hey, baby, do you wanna go to?
Well, do you want to
I
go?
think I do. Listen.
Come on, you know you got your tight jeans on. You're just doing your two-step.
No.
What do you mean no?
No. I don't. Tight jeans. Come on, bro. I don't wear jeans. Be real. It's cargo shorts or nothing.
Well,
Hey,
first of all,
what, you can't slander them. You can't slander them.
it's weird when people don't wear cargo shorts.
Yeah, I agree.
It is.
I know. Yes.
Yeah.
Is this more your speed?
Of course. Come on. You already know what it is.
New Onyx. I didn't know there was new Onyx coming out.
Me neither.
But I love the production of this whole album.
The black skin heads who borrow bras. If I can't bring my brass knuckles, I don't go to the bar at all. Shit is real. I ain't got scars at all.
But the
fuck
drum
that.
on that's nice.
My niggas will scar your
Man, there was a video of Fredro making a beat just raw on an MPC one, and he killed it. Like it was like a 3-minute video, and I was like, okay, like he just went hard on it. I was like, damn, I didn't know he produced like that.
Neither did I, actually.
Just head nods for days.
The whole album.
Straight shots. Niggas give a fuck. This is straight shots. Niggas better duck. This is straight shots.
Yeah, this whole album, the production on it is just disgusting.
Sometimes the truth is worth lying for, but never is the hood worth dying for.
But I will tell you, the truth is worth lying for is that is bars.
Yeah,
It's profound because that's true.
yeah.
Let's analyze that. So my wife lost one of my fun socks. We discussed this on
I
the
was
past
waiting for
episode.
it.
And then while I was looking for the sock, calmly, I was not in a panic. He was like, why don't you calm down?
Never.
It's just a sock. And, then I was like, oh, really? Oh, yeah, watch this. Siri, get a divorce letter. And then I started calling, so that's what happened. So
That's a true story.
true story.
No hyperbole at all. These are things
But I
that
found
actually
that sock.
happened.
I just wanted to get that out so everybody understands. I found that sock.
And where did you find it?
Folded up in a white sheet. And before you go there being a Tennessean, no, it wasn't that kind of sheet. It was one for a mattress that you put on a mattress.
And
It
now
wasn't a
that-
costume or a hood.
And now that white sheet is dead, right?
My sheets don't have any eye holes. Yours do.
Sorry, not
Umphies.
Kanye.
Would you call me not Kanye?
I said I'm not Kanye. Thank you very much. Ugh, listen to that snare.
Right?
That's Like, searching for the perfect snare is probably the one reason my wife would divorce me. He's like, can you put your cans on?
We the vibe, we already lit. We the wild boys, we fuck niggas up over petty shit. We the vibe, we already lit. We the wild boys, we fuck niggas up over petty shit.
I
We the vibe, we
really enjoy
already
the sentiment of that. Because it's, to me, I always say to people, like, I can have a temper, but my temper doesn't really show its face unless it's over dumb stuff.
Yeah. Well, remember when Fredro checked Charlemagne?
Yeah.
That was hilarious. And he wasn't wrong.
No, but petty stuff is what pisses me off. Simple things. Like, everybody makes mistakes, not a big deal. But why did you make that simple, stupid mistake that I've warned you about 48 times? You know what I mean? Like, now you're angering me. Anyway, this album's dope.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely has replay value. I probably listened to it 2 or 3 times this week at work when I was...
Same. I've been listening to it. I haven't given it up yet, but it was a surprise. I just seen it sitting there, and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Well, how do you do? Well, how do you do?
And it's crazy because I didn't even really realize Onyx was still like putting out music like that. So it's great. That's the one thing I wish that... Shut up. No, when's the last time you heard an Onyx track? Seriously.
Well, I listen to Onyx with my son.
Well, I'm a new Onyx track.
It doesn't matter. Huh? It's not what you asked.
Okay.
So again, why you're being grumpy? Why don't you tell me why you hate Record Store Day? You were on Twitter talking crap about Record Store Day. What do you care?
Because it's fucking annoying, dude.
It's for the lames and the normies.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. Listen,
and hipsters.
Yeah. And it ruined. Just go digging. Like, do you really need a certain day? Like, and I just don't like it because then they're like, oh, here's a repress of a record that you could probably find for $15, but we're going to throw a Record Store Day label on it and charge you $60. Like,
yeah, but you get free goodies when you go, like, commemorative plastic bags.
Yeah, that part. Like, when it first started, it was a great idea. You know what I mean? Because people really weren't digging like that. But now, it's been taken over by record labels and corporations. And it's just the place I go, they don't even bother to stock them because it's all, for the most part, it doesn't sell. You know what I mean? Who's paying? Like, I think last year, like, Biggie had a record out and it was like $45 for instrumentals. And yeah, okay, fine, whatever. But that's what you're putting out? Like, I'm cool on that. Just dig weekly.
It sounds like a bunch of communism to me.
No, not at all. Listen, dollar bin joints hit harder than any $40 repress of like some shit that nobody cared about in the first place.
You think?
I do.
Or do you know?
No, I know. I did.
Why do you like communism so much and not having fun? You always say I'm the no fun guy, but you're over here with like, I don't like Record Store Day. I don't like colors. Snoop can't sing a country song when he clearly can.
No, I said I don't like country.
I don't like black people. It's like all this stuff.
No.
I hope the censors. I hope the transcript gets picked up by SEO purposes by Google, and then forever that's Doc Cheesy.
No, absolutely not. That is all.
There's
that is
a
all
confusion
propaganda
about China.
Let's listen to your communism.
Let me at least give you my opinion. The
This is
popular
Tim Cook,
conception
CEO
is
of
that
Apple.
companies come to China because of low labor costs. I'm not sure what part of China they go to, but the truth is China stopped being the low labor cost country many years ago. The reason is because of the skill, the quantity of skill in one location, and the type of skill it is. Like, the products we do require really advanced tooling, and the precision that you have to have in tooling and working with the materials that we do are state of the art. And the tooling skill is very deep here. In the US, you could have a meeting of tooling engineers, and I'm not sure we could fill the room. In China,
he's not wrong.
No, not at all.
We will not teach anyone how to have a skill, how to do a trade.
Well, because trades are demonized here. It's looked down. It's like, people are like, oh, that's what stupid people do. Okay, go wire a house. Tell me how stupid that is. Or go be a pipe fitter or do, plumbing or anything like that. It's like, good luck.
Yeah, but there is something to the fact that we, Americans are gung-ho, yeah, bring the jobs back to America. But not a single one of them will line up to get that job.
No, not at all.
So hear me out. These big corporations we have to manufacture the things. So, okay, we'll go to the countries that people will do the job.
Yeah.
Because I did some research on it, and it apparently, I did my research on the internet, and apparently he's very accurate. China hasn't been like, pennies on the dollar cheap for decades. They get probably lower pay than us, but the cost of living is different there clearly. It's just the same here in this country alone. But they get paid. Those are coveted jobs. Like building those iPhones, those are coveted jobs. People support their entire families with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at the U.S. Like, I mean,
Because they're
they
not
talk
proud,
about,
though. They're not proud to do it. They're like, yeah, okay, sure. If it feeds my family, yes, I'll do the job.
I mean, I think anybody that's too proud to do a job has never been in a position where they can't put food on their table. You know what I mean? Like, I've done construction, I've done plumbing, I've done drywall, I've done all of that because, it's better than being homeless and hungry. Like, get off your high horse. Like, if you look at a trade job like that with disdain, then you're a worthless person. Like, to me, like,
No, there's nothing. There's dignity in all honest work.
absolutely.
Period. And I don't know. This country is headed down the wrong path, and I'm not saying in political reasons. It's just not going the right way.
No, I mean, it's
These tariffs don't make no sense. He arbitrarily decided, let's do tariffs because I think it'll make me rich, and it doesn't do anything. You're just causing a problem. Now China says we're no longer giving you rare earth minerals to you or any country that does business with you.
Yeah, and you know what? China's not going to blink either.
Well, they don't bluff.
They don't care.
No. Here's the thing. His dumbass said, we'll get them elsewhere. No, that's why they're called rare earth minerals, Mom.
Where do you think you're going to get them? Like, it cracks me up that, like, his whole policy was we're going to have tariffs to bring, companies back to the U.S. Do you know how long it takes to set up a factory in the U.S.? Like, and then he pauses the tariffs for 90 days because, this, that, or the other thing. So you pause the tariffs that we're going to bring back manufacturing that you put into place to bring back manufacturing. Like, their messaging is so bad on this. And when they get called out, they're like, what do you hate America? And it's like, oh my God. Like, your messaging is so bad and that you contradict yourself every single time. And you're like, oh, here's another tariff. Oh, I'm just kidding. Well, here's another tariff. No, I'm just kidding. Well,
and now there's an exemption for the electronics that we use personally here in America. What? No, that really isn't. It's only temporary, though. It's just a couple of weeks to a month.
Yeah.
What? Like, you're wreaking havoc on American stocks. Stop it.
Well, I mean, he was bragging, buy at the dip. And when all his dumbass, rich ass friends got even more rich, he was like, oh, what? This guy right here got $2.6 billion. Not bad. 900 million. Not bad. It's like, holy shit, you evaporated people's 401k so 4 people in that room could get $3 billion collectively. God damn.
It's weird. Hey, real quick, I'm noticing that black privilege is trending on Twitter. Did you want to go ahead and comment?
What? No.
Why?
God, you're just trolling obscenely today.
Yeah, well.
The matter, the people wanted to change everything. And they love you. They love what you do. I'm one of your supporters. I want them to do,
This is the President of the United States and the President of El Salvador in the Oval Office whispering in front of all the cameras because if you whisper in front of a microphone, no one will hear you. Did you know that?
Big brain shit right there.
Again, no one's going to know what we're saying right now. So do you have anything to say about black privilege on Twitter?
Because I know how you feel about black people.
Dude, that was rude. I'm going to beep that.
Yeah. I said, homegrown's are next. The homegrown's built. You got to build about 5 more places. Yeah, that's.
So the President of the United States is whispering to the President of El Salvador, who's known for his hardcore lockdown prisons. And by the way, there's some great documentaries on these prisons. They're no joke. Nor would you want to be locked up with the inhabitants of said prison. You know what I mean? Because a lot of them are actual legit criminals and bad murderers and stuff. But Donald Trump, the President of the United States, is telling the President of El Salvador, we're going to send homegrown. That means to me, American citizens.
Absolutely.
To El Salvador prisons. And he needs to build 5 more prisons.
Jesus.
If you think they're goofing around or that didn't mean anything because he whispered it in front of a camera, that's exactly what that means. Because if you whispered it in front of a camera, you don't care.
Not at all. Well, and this isn't the first time he said it. Like, they asked him a couple of times, and he's like, well, the law, but who knows? We're looking into it. And every time he says that means they're already doing it. I mean, dude, how many videos have you seen of people just getting black bagged on the street by ICE for literally like freedom of speech. And people are like, well, technically they're a terrorist because they said they don't like the U.S. Oh my God, do you realize the slippery slope that you're engaging in when you say this arbitrary idea can get you black bagged? Like, it's not a joke. And the people that are defending this are fucking awful people. Like, what is wrong with you?
I have heard that some people that participate in the black bagging of people are nice fellas. And they're just kind people doing their job.
Okay. Like, that's just SS behavior.
Why is everything Nazis, though? Like,
well, I mean, when you're black bagging people on the street and sending them to gulags, like, I don't know, there's kind of a historical context there.
But you're so fascinated by Nazis.
Well, you got to know your enemy, man. I've said it a million times. Like, this is very, like, I mean, come on. This is like 1933, like Germany right now. It's just going to get worse. Pay attention to history because
I don't think it's 1933 yet. I think it's approaching 1930. You know what's funny, in a horrible way, is in the late 18 teens, in the 19 teens, in the 2000 teens, we all had a plague or epidemic. Then followed by a recovery, a large, great recovery, and then a stock market crash. And then a global war.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get to that
We
point.
may be 3 for 3 on that.
No, I don't want to be 3 for 3 on that.
That's insane, right?
Yeah, and it just keeps getting worse. Like, every day, like, they do something else terrible, and you're like, oh, sick, so this is just a new normal. You know what I mean? Like, he's totally ignoring the Supreme Court. 9-0. Bring that dude back.
First of all, yeah, a unanimous
Yeah.
court decision said you can't do that. You're not allowed. That's clear violation. And apparently the decision was actually like super quick within minutes. They were like, there was no debating or discussing this. No, you're not allowed. And he's like, I don't know. I don't think I need to do that.
Well, and you know what? It's on them. It is absolutely the Supreme Court's fault because who said that they have presidential immunity? What are they going to do? They already said you can't commit a crime if you're the president. So what's you know?
Well, the thing, if
there
you
is
can't
no
commit a
checks
crime
and
if you're
balance
the president, that means you can violate the Constitution, which is a crime. Which you can argue that's there.
But I mean, you know, who's gonna push back? They're not going to impeach him. You know what I mean? Like, they're just going to let this happen.
Well, no, if he loses the midterms, he's getting impeached day one, but it's never going anywhere.
Yeah, it'll be the same thing.
He'll get impeached in the House.
Yeah, and then, you know, we'll end up with, you know, Gavin Newsom and AOC, and, you know, Bernie's already sheepdogging all the pissed off Democrats back to the party that's going to do nothing. And when they get back in power, they're not going to change any of the policies that Trump implemented. They're just going to put, you know, a happy smiley face on it and be like, yeah, but we're still sending people to El Salvador. Like, that's why I just cannot stand.
Yeah, no, they would
100%
100% continue that, or just do it to another country.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, just for the love of God, stop voting for either one of these parties.
Actually, more people should go buy a bike.
Yeah. Let's.
What?
Nothing. I agree. More
been
people
waiting.
need to go for bike rides. I know.
Yeah, I bought a bike. Well, I got a new bike this week, and it comes on Thursday. So there won't be a podcast for the next 90 days as I ride my bike constantly.
I love your arc. It's just fantastic. Like, you are just like really one step away from an REI membership, and that's Subaru. Just go full plunge.
First of all, never would be Subaru. No. but the bike didn't come. The bike didn't come stock. I'll tell you that. I was specking it out a little bit. So yeah, I'm already dorking out like that. So
there's a shocker. Like, you're dorking out with your new obsession.
I will tell you, it's a healthy obsession, unlike yours. I sit around and read communist manifestos and vape. What did I say that's not true?
First of all, I smoke weed and read communist manifestos. So there's
You
that.
smoke Bluetooth weed.
And no, I don't smoke
At the parking
Bluetooth
lot
weed.
of Umphie's in your Cadillac at the rest spots.
No, dude. I smoke flower. Thank you very much.
That's...
Yeah, I would explain it to you, but I don't have time. I got things to do.
But I don't understand that, because you're like, yeah, weed guys are losers. These people that get on Twitter and all they talk about is weed they're losers. And now you're like, I smoke flower.
Yeah. I'm allowed to say that.
Okay. Anyway, you going to tell us what you meant about black privilege?
I mean, I think that you brought it up, so clearly you
Well,
have
that's
some
what I'm
thoughts
saying. I
about
want
it.
you to clarify. If you're going to go ahead and say that, then say it.
Well, I said nothing about it. You
Otherwise,
brought
I'm
it
just
up.
going to go back when I edit this and beep that out so it sounds like you said something gross
Well, you
and
know,
just leave it there for
that's-
everyone to hear.
I would expect nothing less from you.
Hey, this is morning radio. Honk, honk, wow, wah, wah.
Yeah, I was waiting for the air horn to come in.
Yeah.
Please God, no.
What? That should be
Oh,
our new
just-
thing. I should record those sounds just like I said them. And then we'll
And
punch it up each time, y'all.
Put them into a cart, load up the carts.
Cart it up.
Oh
You know,
God.
I got in trouble back in my radio days for the Two Live Crew song, Keep Running Your Mouth and I'm Gonna Stick Something in It. And that song was played from the Friday soundtrack. That song was played, right? And I paused it live on the air. And I said, cart it up. And I got in trouble for that.
I mean, well,
But they didn't care that I actually carted it up the next day and was playing it. Because what I would do is wait until someone called the station. Oh, can I get they'd call and ask for things. And they just talk. Keep running your mouth and I'm going to stick something in it. Next. Like, it was funny. It was a funny gag. But I had to get in trouble.
Were you the funny gag guy on the morning show?
No, I wasn't. No. Well, see, when I was on the morning show, I wasn't on air. I was a producer and a board op. And it was for Adult Contemporary by a very classic, historical, legendary DJ that I shall not name just so he doesn't get associated with me because poor him. But you know who it is. And,
Yeah, I do.
But this is when we got to do, weekends and nights when, you thought people weren't listening. And then sometimes you'd get a page and you're like, oh, I almost said his name. That's so-and-so. It says 911. I'm going to get fired right now. And it's like 2:15 in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I will tell you what's cool, though. You can have someone show up. E40 showed up to the studio in the middle of the night with a big, huge bag of wings one day just because he was there and was like, what's up? So we let him in, and he sat there and ate wings and talked.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty dope.
And then we were called out on that. Is that really him sitting there eating wings on the radio?
Like
Yes.
you guys were doing an E40 impersonation on the radio.
Why did you let him in? I mean,
Because it's E40.
It's E40. And the fact that he's eating wings actually fits. So what he didn't bring, bombs, he brought wings.
Yeah.
I think the guy was worried about his boards because it was like 3 days before that an intern spilled a Dr. Pepper all over the boards.
Oh God. Well, first of all, why was a Dr.
Why
Pepper
Dr.
even
Pepper?
close to the? Well, no. Why was anything close to the boards that was liquid?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I was taught nothing. You don't put nothing. You actually, the way I was taught was you're in your seat, you spin it around and reach over across from you to get your drink. Then you put it down, then you spin back around and face your boards.
Yeah. Oh, that was always
Nothing
the one
touches.
thing that would drive me nuts when I would be DJing was when people would put their drinks by my decks or anything, and I was just brutal with it. I would just be like, "Nope, get it away from here. I'm throwing it up. Like, get
I'm
it
the
away."
same way with my computer.
Yeah.
This is where I work and make my living. So when you come here and sit down and I pick it. You
Yeah.
can't put that there.
Well, and I've seen people spill entire drinks.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened at High Road Day. Somebody spilled an entire beer on my homie's MacBook, and he was like just about to go on, and I was like stunned. And he walks over to me, and I was super baked. And he's like, "Hey, can I borrow your computer?" And I'm like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Can I borrow your computer?" I'm like, "Yeah, go." And then I see him turn around, and he's dumping beer off of it. And I was like, "Oh, see, I would be like arrested right now because that person would be dead."
Yeah, I
like
do
that
guess.
was just it still gives me nightmares.
Even if you spilled your drink on my bike tires,
Or your socks.
dude, I don't know why you think that's funny. No. Here's the thing, though.
You need
I
to
was
get
this
socks
close.
with bikes on them.
I'm a fun sock guy, right? But I was this close
You
because
are.
I'm sitting there looking at my socks and the one sock, and it's my orange sock. And I'm like, I only got one orange sock.
Were you going to give it a
Then I'm-
burial?
Then I'm like, wait a second. I'm wacky sock guy. I'll wear a lime green sock and an orange sock, like a one on each foot. I'm wacky sock guy.
Look at you. Get
I'm
you
thinking to myself,
improvising.
I'm actually thinking now, I just reach for two socks. I don't look. I just reach. Boom, whatever it is. What?
You're a madman.
It fits.
Just completely a rebel.
Hey, and then all the kids in the neighborhood are like, that weird dude that rides around with the mismatched socks on his bike? On his lava red bike? It's lava red, dude. It's so fire.
Oh, you got the lava red one, not the green
So
one?
it's not the army green. It was too communist. And I was like, this is not. But I was thinking I could call my bike Manny, short for manifesto. And I was like, nah, that doesn't track.
That's actually fire. That's how I'm going to refer to your bike from now on. How's Manny doing? Hey, listen,
No.
I'll be honest. You've been killing it lately with the commie shit. It's been cracking me up. So thank you.
Because you guys, anything's funny to you guys. You guys are hungry.
Yeah, I'm starving.
If I laugh at his jokes, he'll give me a cracker.
What? Whoa, sir. Whoa. The slurs? Just coming out with slurs now? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Communism slur. What's a good communist slur besides pinko? That's so stupid.
I don't know.
Pinko,
Liberal.
okay,
You want to call me? You want to piss me off? Call me a liberal.
You know what I love? Being a Catholic. People are like, oh, you're right wing. No. And then other people, oh, you stupid liberal Catholic. No. Like I just don't debate with them, but it's like, you guys are stupid. Everything's they assign political labels to everything. No, a Catholic person is Catholic. And if I think even you, the atheist here, would even agree. There are parts of Catholicism that you could say is conservative, and the other parts you could say is liberal, and that's what Catholic is. Like the Pope, he says, the priesthood is for men, and nuns are for women, and that's just the roles that we have, and so be it. And then he turns around and says, oh, we must care for our planet. It's our home. We only have one. We should be good stewards of it. You freaking liberal. We should feed the homeless. You freaking liberal commie.
Yeah.
He said healthcare should be affordable for everyone, if not paid for by the states through taxes.
He called neoliberalism evil, so automatically I was like, all right, chalk it up.
Well, he's true. Point. He's right.
No, he's not wrong, man. You know what I mean? I'm not Catholic. I'm, atheist or whatever. And I mean, I can look at religion and be like, okay, there's some valid points there. Do I agree with all of them? No. You know what I mean? Does it preclude me?
I ask myself a simple layup question so I can answer it, so I can make sure everybody understands that I'm not pretending to be Catholic or anything?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm clarifying what I'm saying. No, you just love to do the no voice because that's
that's what people do. They ask themselves a layup question so they can answer it.
Asking myself a layup question.
Okay, Donald Trump.
Whoa.
So what's funny is I seen someone with a MAGA hat out in the wild. By the way, I seen someone with a Koros watch. I have to say this because that's the dork I am. And I posted about it, and I was like, that's so weird. I seen someone with a Koros watch. They're weirdos. And then, lo and behold, yesterday out on my walk, I seen someone with a Koros watch. And then he asked me something about what I was doing. And I was like, oh, we were talking for a second. I said, oh, that watch. But I just started to ask him, hey, you like that watch? I just lied and said, I was thinking of getting one. See if he'd tell me about it.
Yeah.
He's, I only use it for the time. It's not accurate. And I said, yeah, well, you got to get, chest straps and everything else to actually get all the correct data. Yeah, I didn't know that when I bought it. This sucks. And it does make me wonder because, first of all, they're plasticky. And if you like them, you like them. Who cares? But it's like, that's awful, right? Hey, buy our fitness watch. By the way, buy these other things. There's a little thing that snaps onto your shoelace that tracks your steps correctly. Then you wear this around your chest to get your heart rate. But your watch supposedly does all that.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Then there's another brand, Sunto, but they have no FDA approval on anything. Why don't shut up then?
Yeah, I don't know. I just want something that works.
That's what I'm saying. Anyway,
yeah.
But communism. Tell us about your communism album coming out.
It's just going to be a record of dollar bin
starvation.
Digs. Yeah,
a record of the starvation of the people.
No, it's just going to be dollar bin digs and heat that I found. And
first of all, pause, because I mean, dollar bin digs, communism. I mean, I'm not even going to make that joke, but you see what I'm saying.
Well, listen, you know what? Look, heat is heat, regardless of where you get it from. But I have a.
Do they even have the 5 and below store in communism?
A 5 and below store? No, you just take what you want.
They take what you want. Oh, why? Because the government provides it. You have choice of 2 beds. It's gray and beige.
What's wrong with a gray bed?
You would like a car? There it is, gray and beige.
Yeah. Whatever.
You can choose 2-cylinder or 2-cylinder. What?
Hey, listen, look at those Chinese.
And you can fill up your gas tank in communism all you want. They don't care.
Look at those Chinese electric cars, though.
First of all,
crazy. Those are crazy.
The things showing up on these Chinese cars lately are nuts.
Yeah.
No, I mean nuts. And this is not like, oh, that's fake. That's it. No, these are cars like where these car reviewer people are going there. They're going there and they're reviewing these cars. Like they're like, crap. There's one where they have a bunch of speed bumps to show you the shock system. You know how it absorbs this. And this Chinese car goes over at like 35 miles an hour. The body of the car doesn't even bounce. The tires do.
Yeah.
Then they show the other quote best cars, and they're all clunk clunk clunk.
Well, I mean, there's a reason why they're keeping them out the U.S. market, but hey.
Dude, they're if they were sold here, everyone would at least go look, but then they'd be like, man, this is kind of nice.
Yeah.
And it's hey, what about this communism trick? So these Chinese people, what?
Nothing. You're killing me.
There's these Chinese citizens. They're presumably Chinese people. I don't see color, so I don't know. So they're like, and basically, I really think this is marching orders from the government there to own the Americans, and quite honestly, they are. But they're like, today we are in front of the whatever factory, which has 100,000 employees, and what do we produce here? We produce running shoes for the whole world. We produce Nike, New Balance, and they just go through the list. If you don't believe us, this is the truth of it. And then they explain the truth. You can order directly from our website. It's coming this week. It'll be in English. And you will have to pay a tariff, but the tariff is still going to bring you to a total less than 50%. Shipped from us directly. So people are like, like, so they're saying like, they give examples. Like they're like, see, this is a Prada bag and this is a Coach bag. Both are manufactured in the building behind me. These will cost you, $1,000 and $10,000. Here they cost you, $100 and $500.
Yeah, I mean, well, luxury goods are soft power, and
but we're talking about
China's just like
these brands are getting exposed for supposedly, we manufacture here or here and there, handmade, and they're like, yeah, it's handmade by the Chinese people in the building behind me. It's crazy, but the fact that they're like, we're going to be putting up a website this week for Americans in English that you could just buy from us directly, and you still have to pay the tariff because that's the policy your government set up, but you're still going to be paying less than 50% of what you would anyways without the tariffs.
Yeah.
Without the tariffs.
And that's the thing. Like, that's like, we just have the dumbest administration. And like I said, the Chinese are not going to blink, dude. Like, not even close. Like, they don't care. I mean,
dude. No, point, Doug. No, that's not going to just, that dog whistle is not going to slide with me on my show.
Up.
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
No. Whoa, boy, this boy is getting bold.
Whoa, boy. Whoa.
I can say that.
Whoa. No,
I'm Latino.
Okay.
Hey, my name is Juan.
You get the pass. Well, your name is Juan.
Well, I was Latino in the past. What does that mean?
I said, so that gives you the
I was
pass.
Latino in the past. No.
No, you're Latino now. Trust me. I know. I hear about it all the time.
Dude, ever since Mr. Forrest had his birthday party, you're like, I'm comfortable with this.
Yeah, okay. I love.
I said
a
sheet stole my socks. You're like, what kind of sheet? I'm like, not that kind of sheet. Calm down. You got all excited.
Well, I mean, listen. I know how you are off the air. You get a little wild.
I am slanderous off the air.
You are slanderous off the air.
I am wild off the air.
You are, but you know what? That's why we all love you.
I know.
You are adorable.
People that know me are like, yep. That's him. And then people that wouldn't know me would like they would hate me. Well, and I mean none of it because why not? I am a firm believer in I'm allowed to make jokes. Shut up. Hey, speaking of jokes.
You make all the jokes.
That HBO show, what is it called? You watch those lady programs. It's about the hotel and people die, whatever.
HBO? I don't have HBO.
It's a big, you don't have it. So anyway, it's, I forget what it's called, but it's about some like resorts, and they have these, mini series each year. It's a different cast, and at the end, someone's dead. And but there's an actress on the show who has messed up teeth, like in real life. Her teeth are just whack. All right, so SNL does what it does, and they spoof the show, and then of course they had someone with fake teeth spoofing her. She's 31 and grew up with herself, looking at herself in the mirror. You know what you look like. You're becoming a massive star in a big TV show, and they're spoofing the show. You're going to get made fun of. It's probably not personal. It's Saturday Night Live, right?
Right. Yeah.
She cried and said people are mean and put out this big video, and then SNL apologized for hurting her feelings. And I'm like, wait a second. Since when
What?
does a show like SNL, who they spoof whoever, they don't care. If you're an easy target for the joke that week, they're making the joke, right? They don't care.
Well, yeah,
Why? Why do they have to apologize though?
I don't know. Well, remember when they made Pete? What's his face? The dude looks like Beetlejuice when he was younger. I don't know, stand-up comedian, whatever. He made a joke about Dan Crenshaw, and like they made him tuck his tail the next week, and we're like,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry."
yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, what? Like, I mean, look at the
Long
look at
John
the old,
Silver, that guy.
Yeah, I don't know
That,
who
that
it was.
ugly dude who could pull all the nice girls.
Oh, yeah. What is his last name? It doesn't matter. But like, yeah, when they started doing that, I'm like, really? Like, why are you making it? Like, it's clearly a show. It's
It's just a-
satire.
yeah,
Like, what
it's
are
a
you
joke.
doing? Like, if you're getting mad at like shit like that, bro, don't go out into the real world because it is brutal.
But it's what comedy is. It's just any piece of comedy. I don't care what it is. If it's Eddie Murphy or it's the guy from Family Circle, they're making fun of something in someone. It's just what it is. And in order for that to work, it's offensive on some level, right?
Yeah, I mean, like for the most part, yeah, it's man.
Have
as
you
long as
ever been offended by any kind of joke about white people?
No,
No, because I'm a liberal. But have you?
no. First of all, I'm not a liberal.
You see
Second
what
of
I'm
all,
saying, though?
no,
Like,
I don't
'cause
care.
it's-
But like, it doesn't matter to
it's
me.
funny.
If it's not a funny joke, I'm not gonna laugh at it. You know what I mean?
I went to a small comedy club in the East Bay years ago in the mid 90s. And it was a bunch of nobody shows, but we got tickets, so we went, right? And this guy comes out and he's like all talking, making jokes. Then he starts doing crowd work and he looks me smack dab in the eyes. He goes, "Are you Mexican?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, damn it." Like, and that was all he did, and he moved on. But it was funny.
Yeah. Well,
He
I mean,
just-
if you're not being malicious, you know what I mean? There's a difference between like,
Hey,
you know,
I keep saying that. Tell
Yeah.
your joke. If you're being
Yeah.
racist, people will know you're being racist. If you're being
Exactly.
funny, people will know you're being funny.
yeah, like that's the thing. I don't care what the joke is. Like if it's funny, cool. If it's just a joke to be racist or an asshole, then no, keep it pushing. I don't
Well,
really
you
care
know,
about that.
Like when
It's
people
not-
got mad about white girls, which I've never watched. And I'm like, that's not the same as blackface. Blackface was a legitimate, specific attempt to be racist when they did it.
right. Well,
White
historical
girls,
context
white
means
girls wasn't
everything.
even talking. Even though it's called white girls, it wasn't even, or white chicks or whatever. It wasn't even talking about race. It was just being funny. It's just a
Yeah.
comedy. It's stupid.
Well, I mean but that's the thing. Like people will try to equate the two and they have no like historical context or don't understand the implications about wearing blackface or doing shit like that. Like it's like, come on, that you can't compare the two.
No, motive is a big thing there.
Yeah, white girls were never picking cotton, like so slow down.